Happy Monday morning. We are here and it is March 9th. We're getting ready to kick off a great week here. I want to share something as we dive into today's lesson, which is going to be about around being not a one-dimensional realtor. I want to share this with you today. This is a story from Paul Bear Bryant, the late Alabama football coach. If you didn't know this, I was born in North Alabama, up in Huntsville, Rocket City, as it is known. And so I grew up an Alabama fan. And so Bear is the great, he is the savior of Alabama football. So Paul Bear Bryant, the late Alabama football coach, had 5 points that explained what he believed a coach should do. Number one, tell players what you expect from them. Number two, give players an opportunity to perform. Number three, let players know how they're getting along. Number four, instruct and empower players when they need it. Number five, reward players according to their contribution. The process must begin with communicating the game plan. That is the key to productivity. But it must continue with the exchange of information. As Sidney J. Harris said, information is giving out while communication is getting through. When there's interactive communication between the team leader and his people, it empowers them to succeed. So I want to spend a few minutes today as we dive into being a multi-dimensional realtor and a multi-dimensional person, which we all naturally are, and let you understand that that is the requirement. That is the expectation. We are not working here to create robot realtors who go, meet, shake hands, present professionally, and sign contracts. That is a very surface level view of what we do and what is going to make you great and what is going to make you enjoy this industry. Because the shaking of hands, the signing of contracts, the showing of property, a robot could theoretically do that. A robot may do it better. Some buyers, if you've looked around and asked for feedback and comments at some point, you may have heard, "Hey, I'd rather just have been able to go do this by myself." Some people don't want some of the extra attention. And the problem is it's because we don't know them at any level. They feel maybe uncomfortable with someone showing them around. And so I want to propose to you this idea that maybe we are falling short by trying to be something very specific that is a very small part of what we ultimately do. Because I think it's one of the biggest mistakes agents make is they become one-dimensional. They are only a realtor. And the problem with that, if your entire identity is tied to your production, every slow month feels like a failure, every deal becomes emotional, every relationship becomes transactional. And that's not a great way to live. There's no depth to your life. It's just a transaction. And honestly, it's not even a great way to build a business. It's not a great way to build the part of the business that you got into this business to be in. Because the agents who build the best businesses, they have full multi-dimensional lives. You have things you're passionate about, things you pursue. They've got community, they've got purpose, they've got friendships, they've got interests, they've got identity beyond the job. And those things end up fueling their business anyway when you push into them. So I believe people want to know who you are and who you're becoming, not just what house you're selling. We all scroll so fast past the social media, look what I just sold post, or look how much I sold post, unless you have a concern and a care for that person. Because we know that may hit different for someone in your network who cares about you and your success than someone who you are trying to reach to build new relationships with. So I want to challenge you today and encourage you to take a step back for a few minutes here. If you're driving, you can just think about this as you drive, about 5 different communities that you need to push into. Because when you push into these communities that have nothing to do with you making another transaction, your business is going to explode. If you ever, sometimes we have to take our grip so tightly off the wheel so that we can experience that next level. This is that. Now, some of you came into this business with that. You came in with a lot of communities that you were engaged in, and therefore your relationships trusted you immediately. And this is the proposition, is that if you spend time building community and depth of relationship with people, you're not going to be meeting people to help them buy a house that you're constantly having to prove that you're trustworthy to, because you're going to lay that groundwork now. You've been laying that groundwork with some people for a long time. And maybe you're afraid to push into those relationships because you were taught business and personal life shouldn't interact. And I tell you, That's a fallacy. I like doing business with people I like because I believe people I like are going to be willing to sacrifice even more to make sure I'm cared for. And I'm going to give them a different level of respect because they're not transactional with me because we are going to have a relationship after this. So let me give you 5 key areas that you can push into for community that ultimately are going to lay the proper foundation for your life as well. If you want balance, and I think that's a term that's thrown around far too flippantly, but balance is going to come by way of spending time on things that make you better and make you a better person and help you grow and help you be cared for, while simultaneously there's an overlap with the business you're trying to build. Now, you don't have to have all 5 of these perfectly, and there may be more than just 5. There certainly are. These are big categories. I'm just give you a couple examples real quick. But I think as we are focused on building up ourselves and our lives and taking care of the people around us and going on this great journey to become better, it's attractive to people, and you're going to meet people along the way. So, number 1, your spiritual community. This has got to be foundational. If you're not a spiritual person, totally understand. But let me just give you a couple examples. Your church, a faith group, a Bible study, a prayer group, something bigger than you. And it matters because we need to have depth in that area. Real estate can be emotionally volatile. Deals fall apart, clients disappoint you, income fluctuates. But we've got to understand there's a purpose bigger than ourselves. Find somewhere that you can grow in this area. Number 2, your spouse and your family and your family's community. This one gets neglected the most, right? A lot of us say, well, I need to have more balance. Therefore, I need to push away all these other things so that I can focus on family. And we do this constant juxtaposition between these different categories. Think about family dinners, couples that you guys are friends with, parenting groups, neighborhood gatherings, friends you can just do life with. As we begin to grow in this area, we're going to feel the rewards of being in deeper relationship with people that add to our family. I mean, if you need somebody to go grab your kids, who do you call? These are people that need to be in our lives more, and we've got to be intentional about that. It's not secondary, it is primary. So think about that. How many people are in that group? We've got a group of 3 different families. Kids are all about the same age. Kids all get along. We all get along. We travel together. These are just some really, if there's no business being done, it doesn't matter because you feel like you've got community. You feel like you got people that got your back that you can do life with. Find that, push into that. You've got to be intentional. You might be the driver of that. Everyone needs it. Everyone wants it. You might have to be the one to set it in motion. Number 3, a self-community, personal health, personal growth, workout, gym groups, workout classes, running clubs, jujitsu, cycling groups, CrossFit, yoga, something that challenges you physically. Because what are we going to say when it comes down to the end of the year? I want to have better balance in my life. I've let my health go. And we know that health piece is super critical for us being able to have stamina and energy, clarity, getting that time, that mind breaking the body a little bit is really good for the mind. But I tell you, you can find community in those groups too. And so if your workouts are community building, not just solo time, how much better is that? A local community, cities, neighborhoods, be a participant in what's happening around you, not just someone who sells houses there. Be a part of the chamber, be a part of events, be on a city board, be on a neighborhood board, maybe a local business meetup group, something that takes place in the community in which you live and the community in which you work. And as you get to know more people there, guess what's going to happen? This can't happen overnight. You can't just be the person that shows up and is the person that's known for selling there. It only actually happens by laying the groundwork, by having relationships who are also a part of the fabric of the community. Number 5, a professional community. Who is it that's able to feed into you in that area? Maybe it's a realtor group, but it's people from all over the place that, maybe there's referral opportunities there, but you're also pursuing them because you can learn from them and things that they're doing really well at. Maybe you could start a agent mastermind. Maybe you could start an investor mastermind, real estate investment. Host it at your office, host it at a local community, right? Find overlap with all of these things. And then this wasn't one that I had on my list of 5. I'm going to give you one bonus: philanthropy. What is something you're passionate about? If there's something that you are passionate about and there's something that you care about, doesn't have to have anything to do with real estate, but you're going to meet people in that group that share passions of yours. Guess how much easier it is to build relationships with people who share your passion. This could be like, I'm a part of a Make-A-Wish, an amazing group of people, like an amazing group of people that we meet with on a every other month basis, sometimes more often. But there's just a natural friendship there because we've been in the trenches together, putting on events and being a part of events and, being a part of these fundraising groups and whatnot. Same thing. You could be a part of a pet group, right? A pet, a charitable organization. You can be a part of a homeless organization. Find somewhere where you have a passion. You feel like your skills can add some value to the group and commit. Raise your hand, go be a part of it. The more you can be involved in these things, the more full your life is going to be. And you're going to have natural spin off of that because your fullness is going to create community. The community is going to create relationships. And these relationships are going to yield an immense amount of fruit. So, a couple tactical takeaways for agents. This week, ask yourself one question: where are my communities? Who are my communities? If it's just real estate, you need to take a step back and expand. There's plenty of time in the day. We're spending a lot of time on things that don't yield fruit. They don't have purpose. We're just pushing emails, pretending like it's important. But I'm telling you, to grow, you've got to step back from that, be a little more intentional with your time, and go deep. Go deep with your community, with your networks, with your family, your friends, your church, your workout group. Like your life is going to thank you. Have a great week.